Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Jim McAbee Field on the campus of North Medford High School in beautiful Medford, Oregon. Get ready for Doc Stewart's baseball coming up here this afternoon on The Score. Docs are taking on the Medford Mustangs in a non-league matchup here this afternoon, and we're happy to have you with us for today's broadcast. We welcome you into the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewart's, after a day off, looking to try and bounce back after their first shutout loss of the season. They ended up losing 6-0 against Eugene in their league opener back on Monday. We'll see if they can put it all together here today against the Mustangs. Medford, meanwhile, coming in at 5-2-1. They've gotten a number of games under their belt. They've won their last two. They're back at home after a trip down south to California for today's matchup. The Mustangs looking to try and continue their streak that they've gotten started on that road trip. Should be in store for a good one. Two league teams that are definitely rivals, but they are meeting today in a non-league matchup, and we'll have all the action for you coming up today here on The Score. Well, it's great to be with you here on this Wednesday afternoon in the Rogue Valley as we get ready. It is a warm one, breezy, which is nice, keeping you a little bit cool, helping air condition you here at the stadium. But we're going to be in for a nice matchup, I think, between these two teams as they try to establish themselves, but going into a weekend where they might face off again at the upcoming Father's Day tournament there in Roseburg. Medford will be a part of the field for that tournament coming up. As we count down to first pitch, we're going to get a chance to catch up with head coach Eric Savage. We get a chance to talk with him coming up next here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Before we take our first break, I want to remind everybody that today's game is streaming with video online at 541radio.com, or you can watch today's game on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube. You'll find us there. Hit the subscribe button, and you can follow Doc Stewart's baseball throughout the summer season with us there on The Score. Our live video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with a word with head coach Eric Savage here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Starting lineup for your Rogue Credit Union Medford.
Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. On the road for the first time here this summer, the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's taking on the Medford Mustangs today. Joining us now is Coach Eric Savage. Coach, Team is on the road. How'd the process go, getting everybody to the field in time and getting the buses loaded up and coming on down?
It went pretty well. Traveling 18 kids with 3 vehicles is interesting, but we got them all down here. Hit up at the facility in Roseburg, and I think we're in a good place right now. We'll see come game time, but I think we're ready to go.
How did you see? I know you guys got a day off yesterday after the game against Eugene. How are you feeling about the way the team's going to respond to just kind of a game that you told me you don't want to see repeated this season?
Yeah, I think they're going to respond appropriately. Obviously, we had some not so great at bats and some situations where we just had mental lapses, and really the mental mistakes we got to eliminate, and the other stuff I can handle, but. Yeah, for the most part, what I see out of the guys today is good, energetic. They're excited to be here, and I think the day off was really good for them. So,
it's a busy stretch to start the season, and everybody kind of goes through that. We know Medford just had a busy stretch for them as well, and they're coming off of an off day and getting into this one. Just that grind to get everybody kind of together, and the race to balance everything else going on at the end of the school year. It makes life tough, but at the same time, you're grateful to get through it.
Absolutely, man. That whole piece, you gotta appreciate it, because once it's finally done, you move forward, and now all of a sudden you have baseball, and it's a process getting everybody together. It's a process figuring out who your 9 or 12 or whoever it may be it's going to be, and but we're here now, and we're happy.
Yeah, so. You feel like you've gotten to a point where the guys maybe can just kind of focus on baseball now and not get kind of caught up with all the off the field stuff.
Yes, absolutely. It's we're in a much better place than 2 weeks ago, for sure. So.
Well, today you guys are down in Medford. You're on the road for the first time, and you get to take on the Medford Mustangs. Always a fun battle between the two programs. As you get ready for it, just kind of what's the focus going into this one? I'm sure it's more about what you guys want to do rather than necessarily looking in the other dugout. But when it's against Medford, what kind of things you want to see about this team?
Yeah, I want us to go out there with an approach at the plate that's going to allow us to be successful early and often. We came out against Eugene and kind of got a little shell-shocked with that arm they had. He was a heck of an arm, and we got away from who we are, and some of our smaller schools may have not seen an arm like that. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of just a overwhelming experience for our guys, where he was good, efficient, and we were not. Mm-hmm. And so what I want to see out of the guys is competing, and committed to each other, picking each other up, and finding ways to be successful, whether it's at the plate or on the field, or whether you're pitching or receiving or whatever it may be. Field your position, do what you can do to be successful. Even if you have a tough day, find a way to contribute, and that's what I'm looking at for our guys. So.
All right, Coach. Appreciate the time here in the pregame.
Thank you, Joey.
And that is head coach Eric Savage. We'll take a final 2-minute break here in the pregame show as we get ready for Docs and Mustangs here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dock Stewarts. Come watch the Docks swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docks!
It's time to get your game on with Mountain Mike's Oven Roasted Chicken Wings. They're meaty, juicy, in 4 bold sauces ready to tempt your taste buds. And they're hand-sauced and tossed for every order. It's game on with Mountain Mike's Pizza Oven Roasted Chicken Wings. Get your wings today. Order online or on our app for carryout or delivery.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Getting ready for this one to get underway between your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and the Medford Mustangs. The coaches will exchange lineup cards at home as we just about get ready to go here from Jim McAbee Field in Medford. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups when you're looking to build the best defense for your home to protect from those summer bugs. Well, of course, call Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call 673-0363. For the Doc Stewarts today, head coach Eric Savage, his second summer doing this, the head coach of the Docs. He will put together a starting nine that has Brooks Avery leading things off, the shortstop, followed by Ty Haynes, who will make his summer debut, starting in center field. The catcher will be Luke Robbins today, batting third, followed by Cal Robbins, the DH, batting cleanup. Hitting fifth, starting at first base, Daniel Withers. Evan Martin, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Hitting seventh and starting in right field, Brevin Harrison. Logan Anderson is at second base. He will bat eighth, and Cole Collins will round out the starting nine, playing in left field. The DH being utilized for starting pitcher, Tristan Ledbetter. That's a look at the starting lineup for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. On the other side, for the home team, the Medford Mustangs, led by new head coach John King. He takes over for Nate Maben, who spent 13 years leading the program and has now moved into a general manager role. King has been an assistant on the program for the last 4 seasons. He now moves into the head coach position. His starting nine will feature Freeman Roundtree, the shortstop, leading off, followed by Tristan Wallace, the center fielder. The DH Jackson Rosenthal is DHing. He'll bat third. First baseman Kellen Willer is in the cleanup spot. In right field, Eli Havey will bat fifth. The left fielder, Tristan Malari, is batting sixth. The catcher, Jimmy Morgan, batting seventh. Hitting eighth and starting at third base, Caleb Long. And at second base will be Kyle Cope, rounding out the starting nine. DH being utilized for starting pitcher, Jake Lewis. Lewis will take the mound. He'll be out there, a right-hander. Jake Lewis from South Medford High School. Lewis earning honorable mention all-conference honors as a pitcher for the Panthers this year. Just a youngster. He is just wrapping up his sophomore season there at South Medford High School. Will be back for a junior year coming up next year. In fact, I mentioned all-conference. He was an all-conference selection 2 years ago as a freshman back in 2023. Did not earn all-conference honors this year in the Southwest Conference. It was a tough season for the Panthers. They did not get a lot of honors after that season, but the Panthers always a difficult team for sure. It'll be Lewis on the mound, the youngster, a right-hander. The Roseburg players have seen him before, but for the rest of the lineup, it'll be a first time getting a chance to see him here this summer. Behind the plate for Medford, it's Jimmy Morgan back there. Looking around the rest of the diamond defensively, Willer out at first, Cope at second. On the left side of the diamond, Long at third, Roundtree at short. And in the outfield from left to right, it's Malari, Wallace, and Havey. Here at Jim McAbee Field, the conditions are great for baseball. Not necessarily favorable for electronics. They don't really like this, but I think I've provided enough shade for all of the pieces of equipment, and we'll hopefully stay on the air throughout this one today. No meltdowns, please. 81 degrees here as we get ready for first pitch, coming down from a daily high of 83 today. There is a steady breeze. The American flag out in left field currently shows it's blowing right to left across the diamond, kind of out of right center out to the left field corner at the moment. It is 331 down the right field side, 344 down the left field side, and 380 to dead center field here at Jim McAbee Field. But the sun is making its way to the late afternoon position, and so that'll be nice. It might start cooling down just a little bit, which also would be nice. But otherwise, with that breeze, it's a nice, comfortable day here at the ballpark. Getting ready to go. First pitch, Brooks Avery stands in. He'll face a familiar face in Jake Lewis on the mound, the righty from South Medford. This is high and inside for ball one, and we are underway in this non-league matchup. Originally scheduled for a 9, the two teams have agreed to make it a 7-inning contest. Also, free substitutions in this one, I've been told, so get your scorebooks ready for those that are keeping track at home. High from Lewis, a 2-0 count against Brooks Avery, the leadoff man for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Just after the top of the hour, we'll get a chance to break for a legal ID here in just a moment. 2-0 pitch to Avery. Outside and high from Lewis. And it'll be a 3-0 count to start things off. This Medford team 5-2-1 on the year. They had a game end in a tie, 9-9, on their recent trip down to California, playing in a bit of a tournament setting down there, so they had a time limit. 3-0 pitch. Lewis will find the strike zone down the middle against Avery, who takes all the way. So you've got that one tie on the record for Medford. Those are always fun. We had one of those last year for the Docs. 3-1 pitch. Hits the inside corner at the knees for a called strike two. Nice pitch there. Some movement back towards the hitter for Lewis. Got a nice little bit of action on that fastball back towards the hitter. And now the 3-2. Avery pops it up. That goes right side, going to stay on the infield. The first baseman, Kellen Willer, will call off everybody, and he will make the catch for the first out. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. Standing in next will be Ty Haynes, the center fielder. He bats left-handed, throws right-handed. First time we get to see Haynes this summer. Was a little under the weather in the last game for the Docs as he fouls off a breaking ball on the first pitch for strike one. Haynes from Umpqua Valley Christian played in the all-star stuff over the weekend, so he missed the season openers, and then against Eugene was kind of coming back after a little bit feeling under the weather, and so finally ready to go. Takes high and away, 1-1 count. He was at the All-Star festivities, didn't play in it because he was a little under the weather, so he will be getting some of his first action here. Haynes stands back in, a 1-1 pitch, swings through it for strike two. Tyler Haynes, Umpqua Valley Christian, graduating this year, earning first team All Special District 5 honors at UVC as the Monarchs winning a state title. The 1-2 puts it in the air out towards center field, not very deep, coming in and able to get there in time. Tristan Wallace will make the catch. Wallace, I think, had to run a little further than he was anticipating on that ball. Wind might have knocked it down a bit. It has been a steady breeze, but Wallace able to chase that one down in dead center field. There's two away. Luke Robbins will bat. Good crowd starting to filter in here as people are getting off of work for this 5 o'clock start time. First pitch. That ball fouled away by Robbins. Bright sunny day, kind of a hazy blue sky, light blue out there. No clouds to be seen, though. Sun is making its way towards the horizon over the right field side. I always get turned around with my directions here at Jim Maccabee. You'd think after all these years I'd figure it out by now. 0-2 count. Always assume the sun is going to set towards center field or left center, but it's right field, and I never seem to remember that. I had to pull up the Onyx app and get my bearings straight here at the field. The 0-2 pitch to Robbins, swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. He'll run down to first, but the throw by Morgan is there in time. A strikeout to finish off the first inning for Jake Lewis. He fell behind Brooks Avery, down 3-0, but battles his way back and gets a 1-2-3 frame. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. It's still scoreless here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the first inning, coming up for Medford will be Freeman Roundtree, Tristan Wallace, and Jackson Rosenthal. They will face off against right-hander Tristan Ledbetter from Douglas High School. Tristan will get his second appearance of the summer. Does have one loss on his record already. He will toe the rubber and will fire into Luke Robbins behind the plate catching for the Docs today. Daniel Withers out at first. Logan Anderson at second. On the left side of the diamond is Evan Martin at third. Brooks Avery at short. And in the outfield from left to right, Cole Collins, Ty Haynes, and Brevin Harrison. That's a look at your starting defensive alignment for the Roseburg Dock Stewarts. Again, it's brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. When you're looking to build the best defense, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. Freeman Roundtree will stand in, the shortstop. Will make his first appearance against the Roseburg Dock Stewarts. Roundtree new to the Medford club this year. First pitch swinging on the throw from Ledbetter. Diving attempt in center field. Unable to come up with it is Haynes. A long single for Roundtree as he starts things off for Medford. Belts one to center field. Coming in, Ty Haynes trying to get to that ball just out of his reach as he lays out head first to try and snag that one out of the air. Falls into the grass here at Jim Maccabee Field. So one on, nobody out as the leadoff man will find a way on for the Mustangs. Tristan Wallace, he is a veteran on this club. First pitch swinging, he fouls it off for strike one. So Medford a hit in their first at-bat here in the bottom of the first. Bit of an older group is what it sounds like in the preview stories that I was reading about the team. Bit of an older group, but there's a number of new faces on the team, including Freeman Roundtree, although Roundtree will be a senior coming up next year. There's a pickoff throw to check on him over there. He's in safely. Didn't get to tell you that Freeman Roundtree from Ashland High School, earning a first-team all-conference and honorable mention all-state on the infield. 0-1 pitch, runner going, throw down to second, close, but the tag will not be there in time. Into second base will go Roundtree, 1-1 count at the plate for Wallace. Back behind the plate, good throw there by Robbins, just a hair off the mark. Made it a long tag attempt for Logan Anderson. It was going to have to be right there to get Roundtree, who got a good jump. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball. Ooh. That pitch just missing, and Luke Robbins even looked back to the umpire to find out where that ball missed. 2-1 count. Tristan Wallace, class of 2023 at Cascade Christian. His 2-1 delivery from Ledbetter, low and outside. So Ledbetter's probably faced Wallace before, back during the high school season. His senior year back in 2023, Cascade Christian and Douglas would have faced off. Wallace spent his freshman year at college at Umpqua Community College with Coach Jeremiah Robbins in Roseburg. He belts one high in the air out towards center field. That ball carrying quite a bit. Making the catch, Haynes sends it back in. The throw will not have a chance to get to third in time. Tagging and moving to third base goes Roundtree on a ball pretty well hit there by Wallace. One away. That ball maybe getting some help from the wind a little bit, continued to just keep carrying out there. Hang in the air a long time. Haynes finally able to secure it. Send it back in as fast as he could, but the speedy Roundtree moving up 90 feet. To the mound, Logan Anderson having a quick conversation before Jackson Rosenthal, the DH, a left-handed batter, will stand in. We'll have a runner at third with just one out. Lefty at the plate. Withers is playing in a bit at first. Anderson was coming in, now backs up there at second. They might be expecting a bunt put down here by the 3-hitter. Didn't show one. Takes a breaking ball outside corner. Nice curveball there by Ledbetter. Works it on the outside corner to the lefty for strike one. Jackson Rosenthal from Ashland High School as well. Another All-State selection for the Grizzlies. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, gets by Robbins. He'll race to try and get to it, but will not get there in time. Run comes in to score. Medford will take a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. Still just one away. Nobody on base. Steady breeze keeping the American flag waving out towards the left field corner here at Jim Maccabee Field. The 1-1 delivery from Ledbetter is taken left side. Will drop in for a base knock. Cole Collins is there. Another long single for the Mustangs. Their second hit here in the first inning, and so far they've been able to put the ball in play and find some open territory out there against Ledbetter and the Docs. We'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Kellen Willer, who will stand in, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Will hit with one out and a man at first. Medford coming off of a 4-game and 3-day span down in California. The first pitch fouled off for strike one to Willer. On that trip, they lost their first game on Saturday, tied and won on Sunday, and then got a win in their final game on Monday, 2-0 over Chico. That was the end of 7 consecutive days playing baseball for the Mustangs. 0-1 pitch here for Willer. He sends that one airborne right side, out of play, down the right field line. Count goes to 0-2 for the first baseman. Medford leading 1-0, bottom of the first in this 7-inning contest. Fans still showing up here as they get off of work at Jim Maccabee Field. 0-2 from Ledbetter high. Ducking out of the way is Willer. A ball and 2 strikes. At first base, still Jackson Rosenthal, the DH. He had a opposite field single to left. Takes a moderate lead over there, nothing too big. The 1-2, breaking ball to third base, knocked down by Martin. He'll send it across to Withers, and that'll complete the out at first base. Up to second goes Rosenthal, 2 away. For Martin, did a nice job to stay with that ball, using the chest to knock it down, keep it in front of him, and sends it across to get Willer at first. Eli Havey, the 5-hitter, will stand in with a man in scoring position and 2 down. Natural surface here, grass, dirt, unlike back at home at Champion Car Wash Field where it is the artificial turf. It's a pitch outside, goes to the backstop. Back behind the plate, not much of a chance there for Luke Robbins on that one. That pitch did not go in the location that Tristan Ledbetter wanted it, and not in the location of where Luke Robbins was set up to receive it. So a wild pitch puts Rosenthal now at third base with 2 down. Eli Havey, the right fielder, standing in from South Medford. Takes low and outside again, 2-0. Havey, class of 2023, spent last year at Columbia Basin Community College, or Columbia Basin College, I should say. Tried to find stats on them, but the Northwest Athletic Conference website, trying to look at stats from this last spring, for some reason something's not quite working there. 2-0 pitch, and Ledbetter has missed in the same spot 3 straight pitches. And it doesn't feel as if that's where he has been aiming. Behind the plate, Robbins doing a good job of backhanding that one, doesn't let it get by. but Ledbetter has pulled across the body and buried the ball in the dirt on 3 straight pitches outside, and he'll do it again. He'll issue a walk on 4 straight pitches. Too long. First walk of the ball game. 5 hitters to the plate so far. Tristan Malari, the left fielder, will bat. Stands in with 2 down and runners on the corners. Malari, another veteran for the Mustangs. Will be a senior next year at South Medford High School. Was an all-conference first-team pitcher for the Panthers back in 2023. Runners on the corners, 2 down here in the first inning. Already 1-0 Medford. Ground ball right side, gets through, make it 2-0. Harrison will get it back in, holding Havey at second. An RBI single for Tristan Malari. Just on the first pitch for the lefty. Pulls it through the right side of the infield at the 3-4 hole. And that easily brings in Jackson Rosenthal. 2-0 Medford in front. 3 hits here in this first inning so far. Still 2 down. Jimmy Morgan, the catcher, will dig in. Seventh hitter to the plate for Medford. First pitch fouled back into the netting for strike 1. So the Docs will need to get their bats going, and that would be a welcomed sight after managing just 2 hits against Eugene on Monday. Docs would love to try and see the offense explode a little bit here today. Time called before the next pitch. We'll see if the Docs will be able to accomplish that feat. The 0-1 from Ledbetter. Grounder towards third. It is snagged by Martin, and he will tag third base for the final out. So in the bottom of the first inning, the Medford Mustangs get 2 runs in on 3 hits. There were no Docs errors, and there will be 2 men left on base for Medford. We'll go to the top of the second, 2-0. Mustangs in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Top of the second inning. Up to bat for the Doc Stewarts. Taking a look at who's on deck. It'll be Cal Robbins, the DH, leading things off for the Doc Stewarts. Your on-deck sponsor is Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. They're dedicated to providing exceptional care for the unspoken needs of some of our community's most vulnerable. You can always expect more from Evergreen. Robbins no longer on deck. He's up to bat. He'll lead things off. Daniel Withers on deck. Evan Martin in the hole for the Doc Stewarts here in the second, trailing 2-0 against Medford. And Jim McAbee Field in Medford. Beautiful day down here. First pitch swinging. That ball chopped towards third base. It'll stay in fair territory. Throw across the diamond for Caleb Long will get Cal. 1 away. That ball hitting off the dry dirt there around home plate. Took a high bounce towards third base. Almost there for a moment. It looked like it was going to go foul, I thought. But it just stays right there down the line for Caleb Long. He fields it on the infield grass, and a throw across the diamond to retire Robbins. 1 away. Dan Withers will try to get something going. Withers takes a first pitch low and outside for ball 1. Starting at first base, Daniel Withers. I was talking about Daniel and the many names for the UVC senior. Grounds one, third base side. There's a base hit for the Doc Stewarts. He finds the gap at short and will hit one hopping through the left side of the infield for the first hit of the game for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. One on, one away. The first hit of the game always brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure that your summer projects are a hit with a stop by the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. One on, one away. Evan Martin will bat. Breaking ball low from Lewis. 1-0 count. Dan Withers, obviously a legendary name in the area in Douglas County. But that is the grandpa for Daniel Withers. Ball in the air, right sideline drive, gets into right field. Withers will hold at second, takes a turn, will go back to the bag. Back-to-back singles for the Doc Stewarts, and there we go, getting a little bit of offense going for the Stewies. Up to second goes Wither. Martin is on base. That might just be his first hit of the season for the Doc Stewarts. Daniel, Danny, Dan, Boone. He's got a lot of names, but he's out at second base. He would be the first run of the game for the Docs if he can come around from scoring position. Brevin Harrison will be the man at the plate, looking to try and do so. Harrison starting in right field. His first trip to the plate against Jake Lewis here today, but from Roseburg High School, Harrison faced Lewis during the high school season in the spring. Brevin will stand in. First pitch, breaking ball hits the inside corner. Harrison lets it go by. Oh, 1 count. Top of the second inning, it's 2-0. Medford in front of Roseburg. Swing and a miss. Big cut out of Brevin on the breaking ball. Could not catch up. Docs trailing, but with 2 runners on base, they've got a chance to try and cut into the deficit with just 1 out here in the second. Harrison trying to put the ball in play, see if he can at least move the runners around, if not, drive them in. The 0-2 delivery. Fouled off. Brev will stay alive. Got out in front of that one. Hit it off the end of the barrel. Lewis slowing down the speed with his curveball there. He's thrown a steady dose of breaking balls so far for Harrison. Brevin will stand back in, looking to protect still with the 0-2 pitch. Setting up high is Morgan. That pitch came in low. 1-2 count. Morgan back behind the plate was almost standing up out of his crouch, trying to give Lewis a target high to aim for, and I don't know if he was looking to try and maybe get into the head of Brevin Harrison on that one, but he might have almost cost himself a strike. He might have changed the viewpoint for the umpire behind home with that. A 1-2 count. Low in the dirt. Everybody holds on the bases. Is behind the plate. Morgan keeps that ball in front of him. Jimmy Morgan back there was a first-team All-Midwestern League catcher, earned second-team All-State honors at Crater this last year. So he does a nice job protecting behind the plate. 2-2 delivery for Lewis. Withers at second. Martin at first. Breaking ball. That ball fouled off. Called foul at home. I must have hit off of Brevin. Ball ended up in fair territory between home and the mound. I thought it for a moment there. It was going to be kind of a repeat of what Withers had done. Or excuse me, what Cal Robbins had done to lead off the inning. Just kind of a bounding ball in the infield to look like maybe it could go foul, but it was called a foul ball immediately after it was hit by Harrison. The 2-2, he fouls off another one. That one heading back towards the softball complex here at North Medford High School. The softball field's currently in use. Both of them, it looks like, have some activity going on here today. Medford, through the years, they've played here at Jim Maccabee. They play over at Lithia and Driveway Fields, used to be U.S. Cellular. They sometimes get to play at Harry and David, but we're here at Jim Maccabee today at North Medford High. Pickoff throw to second. The throw well away from the bag. Goes to the second baseman, Kyle Cope, who was no closer than maybe 10 feet. Back in with a dive in for Withers. He'll get himself a little dirty. He'll earn the trip to the laundromat tonight. 2-2 count. The kick and fire in. Grounder left side. That'll get through the hole. Withers, they're going to send him around third. He is headed to the plate. The throw from left field. Malari's throw cut off. Docs are on the board. 3 straight singles for Roseburg. A battle at the plate by Harrison. Fell behind 0-2 in that at-bat, but found his way back into it. Sneaks one through on the left side to drive in the first run of the game for Roseburg. 2-1 the score. 3 straight hits. The Docs will have runners at first and second, and they are on the board here in the top of the second inning. Brevin Harrison driving home run. All RBIs are brought to you by Neal Company Real Estate. If you wish your drive home was taking you to a house with more rooms, a bigger yard, a walk-in closet, or a shop, check out Neal Company Real Estate at nealco.com. Their agents will help you score the home of your dream. First pitch. That goes to short. They got a chance at 2. The flip, the throw to first, all in time. Roundtree, Cope, and Willer will combine for the double play off the bat of Logan Anderson. 6-4-3 will wrap things up here in the top of the second inning. But that will finish off the top of the second. The Docs do get 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Go to the bottom of the second, 2-1. Docs in this one once again, trailing Medford on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
It's time to get your game on with Mountain Mike's oven-roasted chicken wings. They're meaty, juicy, in 4 bold sauces ready to tempt your taste buds. And they're hand-sauced and tossed for every order. It's game on with Mountain Mike's Pizza oven-roasted chicken wings. Get your wings today. Order online or on our app for carryout or delivery.
Third baseman, number 14, Caleb Long.
2-1 the score as we start the bottom of the second inning. Tristan Ledbetter will face Caleb Long to lead things off for the Mustangs. First pitch just below the knees for ball 1. Today's game sponsored by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. The 1-0 pitch from Ledbetter is popped up. That's coming back our way. Going to make it into the stands. Whew. Everybody's clenching and covering their head, cowering from that foul ball coming. And thankfully that young lady was just out of the way of that one. She did not know that it was going to be landing that close to her. She tracks it down and has a smile on her face. That ball was dangerously close. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball elevated for Ledbetter. Tristan gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. Did have 1 walk allowed. Look to settle in now, and the game is back within grasp for the Doc Stewarts. A 2-1 ball game as we start the bottom of the second. Fastball low. 3-1 count to the 8-hitter. Long, Cope, and then the top of the order, Roundtree due up for the Mustangs. 3-1 pitch. Strike right at the belt buckle, hitting the inner half of the plate. Caleb Long, product of South Medford High School, gets around on a ball out towards left field. Pretty well struck, but it will carry right to Cole Collins in left field for the first out here in the second inning. 1 away. It'll bring up the 9-hitter Kyle Cope. Rounding out the first time through the lineup card for Coach John King and the Medford Mustangs. King, 4 years as an assistant under Nate Maben. I was reading the preview story from Joe Zockert. The ball fouled off on the first pitch for Cope. From the Rogue Valley Times. Nice preview story after the first game of the season for Medford, and Coach King saying that the goal is just to keep going what Coach Maben has built here. As the ball popped up on the infield by Cope. Racing in is Anderson, and he does find exactly the right spot. That's a dangerous one. He had a long way to run to get underneath it, and you worry that he's going to overrun it. But he was in the perfect spot as he tracks that one down. 2 away, top of the order, nobody on for the Mustangs. Coach King saying, just want to try and keep building on what the tradition was that Nate Maben built, 13 years leading the program. A lot of state titles in that time. I believe they won 7 consecutive. It's a pitch low and outside, 1-0 count to Freeman Roundtree, who started off the ball game with a single back up the middle. The 1-0 pitch, low and outside, kicking up dust there at home. For Medford, let's take a look at my notes here. It's 13th season of the Mustangs, 18 state titles as the ball goes all the way back to the backstop. 3-0 count now for Roundtree. 18 state titles, most in state history. So, and a lot of those won by Coach Nate Maben. Last year, though, 1-2 at the state tournament. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts that did eliminate Medford from the postseason last year at the state tournament. Nice little feather in the cap for the Docs. 3-0 pitch. Hits the inside corner for Ledbetter. Gets a strike across. Roundtree scored the first run of the game on a pass ball in the first inning after getting on, stealing second, moving to third on a fly ball out. He puts this one towards the alley out in right center. It will get down, hooks more towards right field. Brevin Harrison will collect it. 2-out single for the leadoff man, Freeman Roundtree, and he is now 2 for 2 in the contest. 4th hit in the game for the Mustangs. This top of the order definitely loaded with guys that can put the ball in play, do some good hitting. Against Chico on Monday, it was Davis Carr and Caleb Long who did a nice job of driving in some runs. Carr not in the lineup at the moment. There's a runner going. Throw down to second base will not be in time. For those that are watching online, I could probably just keep it in that close view for the play at second base. Might be a little bit easier to see the results there at the bag. 0-1 count on a called strike to Tristan Wallace. Second stolen base in the contest for Roundtree. That young man is speedy. 0-1 delivery. That ball fouled away. Caleb Long had a sac fly for an RBI. Davis Carr had an RBI single in that 2-0 win over Chico. In that game, Tristan Malari, who was 1 for 1 with an RBI single in this game, he was 3 for 3 in that one. Also got the pitching decision as well. 0-2, pickoff move to second, not quite in time, but close. On the throw by Ledbetter. Got it to Anderson, who was covering the bag right on target. Kind of worry sometimes about that pickoff throw to second base. The pitcher doesn't have always the best view of where he's going to be throwing it and whether or not the defender will be on the bag. As a pitch high. 1-2 count. Tristan Wallace at the plate. He flew out to center field. A deep fly ball to center field his last time at the plate. He's got the 1-2 count with 2 down and a man in scoring position. Another pickoff throw to second. Won't be there in time. Diving back in this time for Roundtree. Kicks up a cloud of dust. They watered this field before everything got started. It's dried out quickly. A ball towards third base, gets into left field past Evan Martin. Heading for a home. The throw won't be there in time. There was an obstruction call as well. It goes off the glove for Robbins, heading for third. Wallace is in. It is 3-1. Medford in front. So Wallace will get credit for an RBI double. And he takes third on the throw home. So that'll put a man at third. Back to a 2-run lead for Medford. A couple of base hits here at the top of the order, extending this second inning after the Docs got the first 2 outs pretty quickly. Brings up the 3-hitter Jackson Rosenthal, who had a single to left field his first time up. Takes low for ball 1. Medford with a run in every inning so far as we're in the bottom of the second. The 1-0 pitch gets by, runner coming, the throw. Nope, no throw. Looking to try and apply the tag himself. Robbins couldn't get there in time. A slide in, feet first for Wallace, and that'll make it 4-1. Bases are empty, 2-0 count for Rosenthal. Top of the order has been a thorn in the side so far for Ledbetter and for the Docs. Freeman Roundtree has scored twice. Now Wallace has scored. Jackson Rosenthal at the plate. He scored one of the other runs so far in this one. He pops it up left side again. Playable for Collins out there. Trailing into foul territory. He can't quite get there. Made a leaping attempt to get to that ball as he ends up well in foul territory, running well past the view of everybody. Behind the bullpen for Medford down the third base left field side. And that ball was just out of his reach in foul territory. So back to the plate. Rosenthal, who's gone opposite field twice, will stand back in. A 2-1 count. Out of the windup for Ledbetter. Misses high and away. Two down, nobody on base. 3-1 count. Ledbetter trying to wrap it up here. Nope. Misses outside. Second walk in the game for Ledbetter. I'll put a man on first again, keeping things going here. Top 3 in the order have been on base here in the second inning. The 8 and 9 hitters both flying out to the Docs for the first 2 outs to start this one off. It's been a 2-out rally. That has stretched the lead out to its largest. This ball in the air could be playable. Hasn't going to get out of play. Chasing it down, overran it for Evan Martin, the third baseman. It'll be strike 1 for Kellen Willer. Willer 0 for 1, grounded out to third in the first inning. Martin had a chance at that one, but it was a long run, and much like I feared for Logan Anderson on the fly ball he caught earlier this inning, it's what happened to Martin there. The long run to try and get there, you're sprinting to get there, and you just didn't quite find the right spot, and he overruns it. Kind of has to get to the right spot at exactly the right time, and if you don't get it quite right, then you'll overrun it, just like what happened. Willer takes a strike. He's got the 0-2 count. Ledbetter breaking ball, flares towards right field. Harrison camping out there, makes the routine catch to finish off things in the second inning. But the Doc Stewarts once again unable to get the third out, and Medford takes advantage. They get 2 more runs on the board. They capitalize on 2 hits, no Doc's errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through 2. We go to the top of the third. It is 4-1. Medford in front on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Barnes Heating and Cooling, Cascade Community Credit Union, DC Farmers Co-op, Dr. Alanson Randall, Travel Leaders Flyaway Travel. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Leading up the third inning for Roseburg, the left fielder, number 9, Cole Collins.
Taking a look at your scoreboard update brought to you by D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Doc Stewarts. For Medford, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Mustangs. Squaring to bunt, Cole Collins. He'll put it down right in front of home. The throw down to first base, stepping over the bat. Jimmy Morgan will send it down there in time. And at first base, Coach Justin Bennett, there's some conversations as to whether that should have been a foul ball, maybe, as we get a flyover. Whoa, big time flyover happening here. Some military copters. There go 3 flying right by. Headed, the airport is nearby, and so you usually do get some airplanes, usually commercial airplanes going by. But that's pretty cool there. And a little military flyover, unexpected here to start out the 3rd inning. Huh. So Collins is out after the Docs did try to argue that there might have been either a foul ball or interference or something of the sort. They don't get that call, so it'll go down a 2-3 put out on the bunt attempt by Cole Collins. Brooks Avery, top of the order, coming up to bat. Ground ball towards short. Roundtree snags it out of the air, tosses across the diamond. Willer stretches for the 2nd out. Quickly 2 away for the Doc Stewarts here in the top of the 3rd, trailing 4-1. We'll bring up Ty Haynes, who will bat. He's 0 for 1 with a fly ball out to center field. That was a pretty cool fly over there. They were very low coming in. First pitch to the lefty, Haynes outside for ball 1. Haynes, the only left-handed batter in the lineup currently for the Doc Stewarts. Now, substitutions will be unlimited, it sounds like, as a breaking ball ends up outside. It might have been just a fastball with some late tail away from the left-handed batter. Haynes lays off, and he takes for ball 2. 2-0 delivery with 2 down. Foul tip into the glove. Today's ball game brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call them at 541-378-6694. The 2-1 high from Jake Lewis out there throwing for Medford. Again, they are allowing unlimited substitutions, so we might see kind of some things changing throughout the game, but we'll see how straight they play this one. The 3-1 pitch called for a strike. Haynes wasn't sure what was going to come out of the umpire, if he was coming out to point down to first, say take your base, or if he was going to call for strike 2, and it ends up being strike 2. Haynes back at the plate, the 3-2, check swing. That ball fouled off. Back to the catcher, Morgan. Can't field it cleanly, so it stays 3-2. 2 down, nobody on base. Haynes trying to get a 2-out rally started for the Docs. Are making their way around the top of the order. Swing and a miss, strike 3, that won't happen. Strikeout for Lewis, his 2nd in the contest. And the Doc Stewarts will go down in order here in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 4-1, Medford in front of Roseburg on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Fisher's Hearth and Home, Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair, Roseburg Disposal, Southern Septic, Evergreen Family Medicine. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Go to the bottom of the third inning. Defensive change, it looks like. Back behind the plate, it looks like Ty Hellenthal is taking over for Luke Robbins back there. Hellenthal, utility guy, is able to play back behind the plate, has been able to play quite a lot of different positions for UVC, and now here during the summer for the Docs. First pitch in the dirt, ball one. Foul ball on the second pitch from Ledbetter, facing off against Eli Havey. The right fielder drew a walk back in the first. He got forced out at third base to end that first inning. 1-1 pitch from Ledbetter. Breaking ball, called strike two. Nice curveball there from Ledbetter. Started right over the heart of the plate. Havey was watching. That one had some good late movement and called for strike two. Go to the outside corner again. The fastball misses. 2-2 count for Ledbetter, who's given up 5 hits, 4 runs so far. The 2-2 breaking ball high goes to a full count. We gave you a D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update to start out this this inning. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a progressive family-owned company, has a ball fouled back. Proudly supporting our local youth. Come out and watch the Docs swing some lumber. That's D.R. Johnson, making lumber since 1951. Count stays full for Eli Havey, the 5-hitter, who will lead things off here in the third. It has been 2 runs in every inning so far for the Mustangs. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, and a strikeout for Ledbetter to start things off here in the third inning. First strikeout for Tristan in the contest. Strikeouts for Docs pitchers are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Don't swing and miss with dinner tonight. Stop by Mountain Mike's at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Strike called to the lefty, Tristan Malari, the left fielder. RBI single back in the first. 1 for 1 today. So he is 4 for 4 in his last 4 at-bats. That includes a couple of doubles in the 2-0 win over Chico back on Monday for the Mustangs. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off towards the street here at Jim McAbee Field. That hit off of a light post, I think. They do have some netting over there to try and protect the passing by motorists. A 1-2 count for Malari. Grounds it left side. Martin fields his throw on the run over to Withers, right on target. 2 down. Going on tonight, just about to get underway, about 10 minutes from now, there at Champion Car Wash Field. It's another rivalry showdown between the single-A clubs, Dr. Randall's and Pepsi Bottle Caps. Last night, the Crowns, Dr. Randall's Crowns, winning 13-9 over Pepsi. We'll see how things work out tonight as they get things started at 6 o'clock. First pitch, just a little high. Ball 1 to Jimmy Morgan, who had a fielder's choice to finish things off in the first inning. Ooh, that pitch just out off the edge, 2-0 count. Morgan, the catcher for Medford out of Crater High School, will take in the dirt. Medford will have tomorrow off before the Mustangs make their trip to Roseburg for the start of the Father's Day tournament, which will run Friday through Sunday. 3-0 pitch. Looking to time it up. Morgan gets a check swing, just kind of watching it go by, try and get his body ready for a 3-1 delivery. Gets around and fouls it off back behind us. Up and over the netting for strike 2. And now Tristan Ledbetter trying to get a 1-2-3 frame here, build some momentum for this Doc Stewart's team defensively. See if he can put up a 0 on the scoreboard. The 3-2 to Morgan. Breaking ball. Wow, didn't miss by much. Called ball 4. The Docs thought it was strike 3. Didn't get the call. That is the 3rd walk in the game for Ledbetter. Morgan will get on. They'll put a courtesy runner on for the catcher. Try to identify that player for you. Right now being screened by Daniel Withers there at first base, who will hold the runner on with 2 outs. That is Easton Curtis running. He is going to second to throw down there. Not in time, and once again, the Docs thought they had the final out once again. Ledbetter was headed to the dugout, had to be rudely pulled back to the mound. He thought that was going to be the 3rd out. Out to the mound will go Hellenthal. Runner out at second base. 0-1 count at the plate for Caleb Long, taking strike 1. Stolen base, that is the 3rd stolen base in the game for Medford already. 2 of them for Freeman Roundtree. Brief visit to the mound for Hellenthal, who's taken over behind the plate, catching for the Doc Stewarts. 0-1 count to Long, who is 0 for 1 in the game, flew out to left field. The 1-strike pitch is lifted to left field again. Cole Collins tracking it, has it, and will finish off things here. Final out there, it's not a 1-2-3 frame, but it's still a scoreless frame for Tristan Ledbetter, trying to keep the Docs in this one. They trail 4-1. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. We will go to the top of the 4th inning in this 7-inning contest here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Cast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by MSK True Value, DR Johnson Lumber, and Umpqua Valley Fire Services.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Hold on to your taste buds because the heat is on. Introducing Mountain Mike's new jalapeno nut nuts. For limited time, they're just $5.99. Order online or on our app for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Catcher, number 12, side, Hellenthal.
New man in defensively was Ty Hellenthal. He will take over in the 3 spot in the lineup card for the Doc Stewarts. And batting for Luke Robbins, he will lead things off here in the 4th inning. Doc Stewarts trailing by 3. First pitch fouled away by Hellenthal. Strike 1 to the leadoff man. Heart of the order here coming up for the Doc Stewarts. The heart of the order is brought to you by American Family Insurance. 0-1 pitch from Lewis is low. American Family Insurance is at the heart of it all. When life hands you a tough road or you just want to be prepared, turn to Lynette McAllister for all your insurance needs. Another helicopter going by right in the flight path tonight here at Jim McAbee Field. Breaking ball stays elevated against Hellenthal. Ty out there, his first at-bat of the night. The 2-1 lifted towards left field will drop in. Long run out there for Malari. Hellenthal turning around first. He'll get held there. Quick job getting that ball back in by Malari, holding Hellenthal to a leadoff single. 1 on for the Doc Stewarts to start things here in the 4th inning. They've got work to do to try and get back into this one, trailing 4-1. Brings up Cal Robbins, the cleanup hitter. The DH, last time up, grounded out to third base on a high chopper that was easily played by Caleb Long. First pitcher inside at the knees for a called strike 1. 0-1 delivery for Lewis. He's into his 4th inning. He's allowed now 4 hits, but just the 1 run. Swing and a miss by Cal, chasing upstairs. Robbins had a base hit, just one of the 2 base hits for Roseburg against the Challengers back on Monday in that 6-0 loss. So ground one towards short. It takes a high, easy hop to the shortstop Roundtree, flips it to Cope, back over to Willer, and it's another 6-4-3 double play for the Mustangs. They'll clear the bases. They turned a double play to end things back in the 2nd inning. They turn another one here in the 4th. That'll clear the bases. And that's a tough break for the Doc Stewarts there. Brings up Daniel Withers, the 5-hitter. He's 1 for 1 in the game. Scored the only run of the game so far for the Docs. He takes high and in from Lewis. Withers had the first hit of the game for the Docs, a 1-out single back in the 2nd. The first hit of the game, always brought to you by MSK True Value in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. The 1-0 ground ball. He's got a second base hit as he gets that past a diving Caleb Long at 3rd. Docs with 2 hits here in the 4th inning. Unfortunately, that double play has limited the effectiveness of the Doc Stewart's offense so far here in this 4th inning. So man at first once again, 2 down, looking for a 2-out rally to get going. Evan Martin will try to get it started. This part of the lineup back in the 2nd had 3 straight singles. Started by Withers, then Martin a single, and Harrison, who's on deck, had a single. So let's see if they can keep it going against Lewis. A ground ball sent past third base coach Eric Savage for strike 1. Evan Martin went opposite field for his base hit back in the 2nd inning. Snuck it through between 1st and 2nd. They shift that direction a little bit for him. That pitch inside, he lifts up the arms to get out of the way. He could have wore that one and got himself on. Instead, takes it for a 1-1 count. And he might have been kicking himself just a little bit, knowing if I had just done a defensive role, I'm on first base right now. A 1-1 pitch. Martin pops it up right side, playable for Willer at first. Coming in a bit now in foul territory, 2-hand squeeze to finish off the 4th inning. Doc Stewarts get a couple of hits, but they can't do anything to change the score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, the 1 man left on. We will go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 4-1, Medford in front on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Neal Company Real Estate, American Family Insurance, Champion Car Wash, Cooper's Pest Control, Mountain Mike's Pizza. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
First pitch low and outside for ball 1 as we welcome you back for the bottom of the 4th inning. Kyle Cope leading things off, the 9-hitter, 0 for 1 in the game against Tristan Ledbetter, still throwing into his 4th inning of work for the Doc Stewarts. Misses high once again, a 2-0 count. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Cope. He flew out to the second baseman, Logan Anderson, in the 2nd inning. Stands back in. Wind really starting to pick up again, but it feels good. The 2-1 pitch, overthrown, low and outside. 3 balls and a strike. Today's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? 3-1 outside, ball 4. 9-hitter draws a walk, sends it to the top of the order, where the dangerous Freeman Roundtree and the rest of the top half of this order are waiting. 4th walk in the game for Ledbetter. So leadoff man on base with a walk. Roundtree is 2 for 2 in the game with a pair of singles. He has scored twice, has 2 stolen bases. He's been a busy man today, and he's initiated 2 double plays from shortstop as a pickoff throw not in time. Doc's Baseball and the Score also brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure that you've got an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. First pitch to Roundtree, high. 1-0 count to start. Behind the plate, Hellenthal quickly was up looking to first, considering that back pick to try and see if he could get Cope down there. Cope leaning towards second. Now he's going. The throw in, low. No, for a strike. Throw to second. In time. Strike at the plate against Roundtree. A 1-1 count, and cut down at second base is Kyle Cope. Nice job by Hellenthal. Got the ball there just in time. Tag applied by Logan Anderson. 1 away. Bases are empty. The 1-1 pitch to Roundtree. Breaking ball. Not off the mark by much once again. Tight strike zone there for Ledbetter. 2-1 count. The leadoff hitter, Freeman Roundtree. Gets behind one out towards the right side. Racing towards the alley. Brevin Harrison is there, and that'll retire Roundtree for the first time today. 2 down. Tristan Wallace will be the next batter for the Mustangs. We'll get a chance at a legal ID here if we get a moment here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Also want to get you a look through the Area 4 standings here in just a moment. 2 down, nobody on base. First pitch from Ledbetter, in for a called strike 1. You can find the Area 4 standings along with scores, schedules, and more at Doc Central on the Score homepage at 541radio.com. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, chasing a breaking ball well outside. And Tristan Wallace in an 0-2 hole. I've seen a couple of posts and people asking where they can find the schedule and more information about the team. Well, head to 541radio.com and go to Doc Central, and you'll find all the information you need right there. 0-2 pitch, overthrown, kicks off the shin guard for Hellenthal. Nobody on base, no harm done. 1-2 count for Wallace. The Doc Central webpage is brought to you by Champion Car Wash. Check them out. It's summertime, so it's time to get the rig all cleaned up and looking good for the sunshine. The 1-2 pitch from Ledbetter is in, swung on and missed, strike 3. A big strikeout to finish things off here in the 4th inning. Second strikeout for Ledbetter. It's another strikeout brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. We are through 4 innings of play. We go to the top of the 4th. Docs with work to do, trailing 4-1 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Jake Lewis will continue to throw for Medford into the 5th inning. As we get this half inning started, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. Brevin Harrison leads things off for the Docs, takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. That pitch moved quite a bit there on Lewis. He missed his mark. It's a 1-0 count to start. Harrison 1 for 1 with an RBI single in this game. Takes on the outside corner for a strike. Harrison drove one to left field. Quite the battle he had against Lewis back in the 2nd inning. Fell behind 0-2 and then battled his way back. Eventually got that base hit and was able to drive in Dan Withers for the first run and only run in the game so far for the Doc Stewarts. 2 balls and a strike for Harrison. Lewis out of his windup, turns and fires. Brevin launches one in the air, not very deep to center field, coming in, and there to make the catch, Tristan Wallace. Well, taking a look at Area 4, only 1 league game played so far. That was Eugene and Roseburg back on Monday. The Challengers winning that one to go to 1-0. Docs 0-1 in league games. But if you look at overall standings, Challengers are 7-0 on the season. Medford 5-2-1. Klamath Falls is 2-1 on the year. Redmond is playing their season opener tonight. They're new to the league this year. They're taking on the Bend Bucks tonight at 7 o'clock. Grants Pass 0-3, and the Doc Stewarts 2-2 on the year. Overall, first pitch low, ball 1 against Logan Anderson. So in league play today, you've got the Challengers are playing a doubleheader against Mid-Valley. That one got started at 5 o'clock. A ball foul the right side. Out of play for strike 1 against Anderson. So Mid-Valley and Eugene, they got started the same time we did. See if we can get you a score update on that one. A lot of live streams going on here tonight on Game Changer. The 1-1 pitch outside, scooped up behind the plate by Jimmy Morgan. Looks like right now it is 5-0. The Mid-Valley Southpaws currently in front of the Eugene Challengers in game 1 of that doubleheader at Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene. 2-1 pitch, 1 out, nobody on base for the Doc Stewarts. Anderson will take high, a 3-1 count. Doc's looking to get a man on base here in the 5th inning. They have not scored since the 2nd. 3-1 for Anderson. Takes ball 4 and will draw the walk. That's the first walk issued by Jake Lewis. Jake Lewis issuing the walk there, losing a little bit of the control. Walks by opposing pitchers are brought to you by Umpqua Valley Fire Services. Things can get out of control quickly. That's why they provide unmatched fire safety and services with fire extinguishers and fire sprinkler services, much more as well. Umpqua Valley Fire Services works to keep their clients and neighbors safe. Visit uvfs.net to make sure you're prepared when things get out of control. Outside in the dirt, knocked down by Morgan behind the plate. Good job there. If that ball gets by, Anderson into scoring position. But it was knocked down for ball 1 to the 9-hitter Cole Collins. Collins tried to lay down a bunt, and there was a little bit of controversy on whether or not maybe it should have been a foul ball, but he was thrown out to lead things off in the 3rd inning. Ball in the dirt, runner going, throw to second. Oh! Logan Anderson out at second base is the call. That ball beat him there by a hair. 2-0 count at the plate for Cole Collins. Docs with 2 outs. And here comes a visit out to the mound for Coach King for the Mustangs. Taiwan out there at second base. That ball just in the nick of time to beat Logan Anderson, according to the umpire. Breaking the action, we'll let you know today's game sponsored by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. You can go back and watch that last call at second base. It's not high, it might be a little high def, but it's not uber high def, slow motion, and right frame by frame to be able to check it out on that call at second base. But if you want to, you can go back and dissect it. You can do so because we've got the live video stream going at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube. The live video stream brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. 2-0 count with 2 down. Ball fouled right back at us. Fans in front of us flinching as that ball comes our way. Gonna have to go back and find that one on the video stream and watch that one coming right back at the camera. 2-1 for Cole Collins, the 9-hitter for the Doc Stewarts. Gets around, bowls it to left field. That ball's gonna carry into the corner, drops in, will roll all the way to the fence. Collins is heading for second. He is gonna put the brakes on there, and man, that hurts that Logan Anderson was not on base still. That could have been a run for the Doc Stewarts there. A 2-out double by Collins. Deep to the left field corner, got around on it. Collins, the 2023 graduate from Oakland High School, spent last school year playing football at Eastern Oregon. Looking to get back into baseball, it seems like, and that was a big hit for him there. Rips that one to left field. A 2-out double puts a man in scoring position, top of the order, looking to do some damage here. Brooks Avery up to bat, 0 for 2 in the game. Might he look to bunt? Doesn't show it inside. He just gets out of the way of that one. RBI opportunity here for Avery. All RBIs are brought to you by Neal Company Real Estate. If you're wishing your drive home was taking you to a house with more rooms, a bigger yard, a walk-in closet, or a shop, check out Neal Company Real Estate at nealco.com. You can find available listings there. Stepping off the mound is Lewis. You can check in with their agents. They'll help you score the home of your dreams. 1-0 pitch to Avery. Grounded out to short his last time up. Gets around on one, dribbles it towards third. Picked up there. The throw across the diamond is in time from Long. Didn't get around on it enough. Didn't square it up there for Avery. And he will ground out for the final out of the 5th inning for the Doc Stewarts. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base for the Docs. Score has not changed since the 2nd inning. It's still 4-1. Medford in front going to the bottom of the 5th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Jackson Rosenthal, the leadoff hitter for Medford, as we welcome you back for the bottom of the 5th inning. A 1-0 pitch coming up here from Tristan Ledbetter, still dealing out there on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. He's settled in after the 2nd. A ball belted towards right field, going to carry long enough to Brevin Harrison out there. Rosenthal was 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. He flies out to right field to start things here in the 5th. Today's ballgame brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Kellen Willer will bat with 1 out, nobody on. The on-deck hitter is Eli Havey. He'd be the third man due up here in the 5th inning for the Mustangs. The on-deck hitter is brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. So pitch inside, 1-0 count for Willer. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. They're dedicated to providing exceptional care for the unspoken needs of some of our community's most vulnerable. You can always expect more from Evergreen. Foul ball, 1-1 count for Willer. Ledbetter working out of his windup, kicks and fires a breaking ball just outside. Checking in back at Champion Car Wash Field there through 1 inning of play. Pepsi Bottle Caps grab an early 1-0 lead on top of Dr. Randall's. 2-1 outside. The 4-hitter, Kellen Willer, is ahead. 3 balls and a strike against Ledbetter. I was told unlimited substitutions, and we really haven't seen a lot of defensive or offensive changes for either team. This ball fought off on the inside corner by Willer, and he will have himself a full count. There is some activity going on in the Medford bullpen, it looks like. Ledbetter, 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, hit sharply towards short, scooped up by Avery, and he fires across the diamond for the putout. Brooks Avery with a nice scoop. An Olay out at short. Fielded it on the short hop and makes the toss across the diamond to Withers to retire Kellen Willer. 2 down. Eli Havey will bat with nobody on. Swing and a miss out in front of the breaking ball. So for Tristan Ledbetter, that's 4 straight batters retired. There was a runner caught stealing after a walk in there. 0-1 pitch to Havey. Check swing. Did he go around? No call by the home plate umpire. No appeal by the Doc Stewart, so it'll go to a 1-1 count. That pitch is high. 2 runs in the first for Medford. They grabbed the lead early. Doc's got 1 back in the top of the second, but then gave 2 back in the bottom of the second. 4-1 has been our score since then. Pitch in the dirt, 3-1, the count. Ledbetter has settled his way in this one after the tough start. There's an arm thrown in the bullpen for Medford. As a 3-1 pitch low and outside. That'll be ball 4. Walk number 5 on the day for Ledbetter. And time called out to the mound is Coach A.J. Doolittle, the pitching coach for the Doc Stewarts, out there for a quick conversation. Cole Stofflet is out there throwing, the Cascade Christian product from Eagle Point. Senior this year, first-team All-Leaguer and second-team All-Stater. He's the guy getting loose in the bullpen for the Mustangs. Medford is 6 outs away from getting a win against the Doc Stewarts in what is a non-league matchup here today, and it's only a 7-inning contest. And then we'll turn around and head back home. Docs will be hosting the Eugene Challengers tomorrow for their second league home game against the Challengers. That'll be a 7 o'clock start tomorrow night. Pinch runner will come in at first base for the right fielder. Havey will head to the dugout as they put in a runner at first. Get you that ID in just a second. First pitch to the lefty is in the air. Left side foul territory for Martin, trying to track it down. He will run out of territory as the bullpen gets in the way. Back to the plate will go Tristan Malari. Running at first base for the Mustangs, that is Dominic Daffrin getting a chance to get out there and get in the game. Oh-1 count on the foul ball for Malari, who is 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI single back in the first inning. The 0-1 delivery high and away from Ledbetter. Haven't noticed. Oh, there's a ball going back and forth over there. There might be some activity going yet. There's somebody thrown in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts as well. Ledbetter's gotten more efficient, but the lengthy start to this ball game, his pitch count might be getting up there a little bit. He gets a strike on the outside corner called. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Malari, batting in the 6th spot in the lineup card. The lefty with a man at first. Out of the stretch, ground ball right side. Routine grounder to Logan Anderson. Fires over to his high school teammate Daniel Withers at first, and that is a 4-3 put out for the final out here in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on after a 2-out walk issued by Tristan Ledbetter. He keeps it a 3-run ball game as we go to the 6th inning. Docs, it's not out of reach, but they've got to get something going here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
It's time to get your game on with Mountain Mike's oven roasted chicken wings. They're meaty, juicy, in 4 bold sauces ready to tempt your taste buds. And they're hand sauced and tossed for every order. It's game on with Mountain Mike's Pizza oven roasted chicken wings. Get your wings today. Order online or on our app for carryout or delivery.
Center fielder, number 23.
Doc Stewart's trailing 4-1 against Medford here at Jim McAbee Field in Medford, Oregon. Welcome you back here on The Score. Joey Keyran here with you. Ty Haynes will lead things off. Fouls off the first pitch he sees from Jake Lewis into his 6th inning of work. Haynes 0 for 2 in the game, his first game for the Docs this summer. Was away for an all-star game and then was a little under the weather. Finally good to go. Outside, he's got a 1-1 count. It was a nice spring season for Haynes. Earning first-team all-conference honors, batted .457 for UVC, 43 RBIs, 10 triples, a school record. Takes a strike on the 1-1 pitch from Jake Lewis. Lewis, the right-hander, towing the first base side of the rubber, will work out of his windup. Is 1-2 high, and Haynes will lay off. Doc Stewart's in this one, actually out hitting Medford right now, 6-5. But they've had a couple of double plays in there that have kind of limited their damage and their effectiveness as the ball fouled off by Haynes. Double play ending things in the 2nd. That hurt, as the Docs had runners on and had already gotten 1 run in, couldn't keep it going. 2-2 pitch, low and inside for the lefty. Full count. Docs had another double play after a leadoff single in the 4th. That hurt. And then a runner caught stealing in the 5th after a walk. And then a double by Cole Collins that could have brought in a run. So just been a bit unlucky when they've had runners on base. And they get one there as a leadoff walk issued by Jake Lewis. Second walk of the game for Lewis. Walks by opposing pitchers are brought to you by Umpqua Valley Fire Services. Things can get out of control quickly. That's why they provide unmatched fire safety and services. Visit uvfs.net to make sure that you're prepared when things get out of control. Visit out to the mound for Coach King. And it looks like we're going to get a call to the pen. A pitching change coming up for Medford. Jake Lewis will hand over the baseball after pitching 5 innings. Doesn't get credit for an out here in the 6th, so he'll just have a 5-inning outing. He's in line to get the win as the Mustangs lead it 4-1. We'll get in a 1-minute break here, and we'll come back and get you all the details on the new man on the mound for the Medford Mustangs here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Barnes Heating and Cooling, Cascade Community Credit Union, DC Farmers Co-op, Dr. Alanson Randall, Travel Leaders Flyaway Travel. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Jake Lewis goes 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 walks. He finished with 2 strikeouts, and right now credited with just 1 run allowed. But he did give up a walk to Ty Haynes to start things here in the 6th inning, so that run would go to his total if Haynes were to come around to score. Nobody out, a man on at first. Ty Hellenthal coming up to bat against the new man, Cole Stofflet. Right-handed pitcher from Cascade Christian, a senior this spring for the Challengers. He was a first-team All-Far West League pitcher, second-team All-State pitcher as well. Big body guy out there, big right-hander. We'll see what he has in store for us. First time getting a chance to see him working on the mound. On at first base, Ty Haynes squaring to bunt, pushing it first base side. It'll be Willer who will get it. He'll apply the tag on Hellenthal. Out at first on the sac bunt. Up to second base goes Haynes. 1 away. So the Docs will play a little bit of small ball as they try to manufacture a run. 1 into scoring position. Docs down by 3 here in the 6th. Visit out to the mound now for Jimmy Morgan to talk with Stofflet for a moment. Cal Robbins will bat. He grounded into a double play back in the 4th inning. He'll look for his first hit of the game. He's been hitting pretty well this summer for the Doc Stewarts. Started off the season going 3 for 5 in the season opener, including the game-winning hit. Had a hit in the league game against the Challengers. Had one of just 2 hits for the Docs in that one. The meeting on the mound will come to a conclusion for Stofflet. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Man in scoring position with 1 out for the Docs. Cal Robin at the plate. He'll call time. The wind continues to blow out towards the left field corner here at Jim McAbee Field on a sunny day with the sun making its way towards the horizon. Ball fouled off right side. Back behind the dugout for the Doc Stewarts on the first base side. Still a ways to go before that sun makes its way down. No lights here at Jim McAbee Field, so part of the reason why they probably got this game scheduled at 5 o'clock to try and make sure they get it in with plenty of time. 0-1 count. Robbins, the righty, waits on the pitch. He'll take in the dirt. Cal Robbins batting cleanup. The DH hitting for Ledbetter, the pitcher. There's activity still in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts, but I can't tell you who it is. Can't see the guy throwing. One count for Robbins. Cal waits, swings after a pitch. Strike 2. That pitch in the dirt outside. He went after that one. Couldn't catch up. It looks like Dane St. Clair is over there throwing. The lefty getting loose in the bullpen for the Docs. A 1-2 count. 1 away. Stewie's trailing by 3 here in the 6th inning. Got a man in scoring position, looking to try and capitalize. That has been a tough go in this one so far. The 1-2 to Robbins, fouled back. Docs will be back to action again tomorrow against Eugene for a league single game at Champion Car Wash Field. And Eugene in action today at home. They are taking on Mid-Valley Southpaws in that one. We had a score last we knew the Southpaws were in front. Looks like that's still the case. 1-2 pitch again for Robbins. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. right over the plate. Could not find the right spot with that swing. Robbins goes down. Strikeout, first of the game for Stofflet in relief. And he's been able to get 2 outs. Docs with a man at second base. And now need a 2-out rally. Daniel Withers is 2 for 2 in the game with a pair of singles. He'll face Stofflet for the first time. The first pitch swung on and missed. Some good late movement on that pitch there by Stofflet. Looked like he was on the low outside corner, and it just disappeared on Withers as he goes chasing. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and missed again. Stofflet finding that same spot. Withers an 0-2 count. Out at second base as Ty Haynes drew a walk to start off this frame from Jake Lewis. Lewis in the dugout now as Stofflet has taken over. He got a sac bunt and a strikeout. Looking for one more out to leave a man stranded. Breaking ball could not get Withers to chase after that one. A 1-2 count with 2 down. Withers trying to keep the hot day going. He's 2 for 2. High. And he's back into this one with a 2-2 count. Taking a look at our D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update. We'll check in with your Area 4 scoreboard update. The Eugene Challengers, game 1 of their doubleheader against Mid-Valley, trailing 6-0 in the top of the 6th of that game. Pitch low, count goes full for Withers. That is the Area 4 scoreboard update. How about checking in there at Champion Car Wash Field? Pepsi bottle caps and Dr. Randall's. Right now it is 3-0, Pepsi in front in that one. That's your D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update. 3-2 pitch, runner was going. That ball has popped up, foul territory. Might be playable for Long up against the bullpen. He could not make the catch. I think he lost it in the sun a little bit, was worried about the fence line there as well, and he just kind of ended up at the last second, decided I'm taking cover, got out of the way. The shortstop, Roundtree, was there looking like he might have had a chance to get a read on that one as well, but he couldn't make the play. So the ball will fall. It'll stay a 3-2 count for Daniel Withers. So we'll get another look at it here. Live video coverage here on The Score, brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Streaming online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube. 3-2 pitch from Stofflet. High and inside, ball 4. A walk issued. And up to bat will be Evan Martin, 1 for 2 today. Withers on base for a third time. Third walk of the game by the Medford pitching staff. Brings the game-tying run to the plate for the Doc Stewarts. They'd love a big hit here to try and see if they could at least make this game interesting going to the 7th. Trailing by 3 right now. Top of the 6th. Martin will hit one slowly towards third. Stepping back, the throw across the diamond by Long is in time. Just a soft hit grounder on the infield, then Caleb Long plays it perfectly at third base. Docs will leave 2 stranded on after a pair of walks here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. The 2 left on. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still 4-1. Medford in front on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Fisher's Hearth and Home, Chuck Swarm Family Auto Repair, Roseburg Disposal, Southern Septic, Evergreen Family Medicine. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Check swing called a no swing for Jimmy Morgan to start things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Tristan Ledbetter out there still firing in for the Doc Stewarts. His 1-0 pitch is fouled off. No doubt about that one. Ledbetter gave up 2 in the first, 2 in the second, but it's been all zeros since then as he misses low, 2-1. 2-1 count for Jimmy Morgan, who is 0 for 1 in the game. Drew a walk last time up, grounds one to short. Avery gets a nice high hop. He'll throw to first, and it's knocked down by Withers, but he can't hold on to it. So on safely will be Morgan. On base for a 3rd time, still doesn't have a hit. Error there by the Doc Stewarts on the throw across the diamond. I'll put a man at first. By my tally, that's the first error of the game for the Doc Stewarts. 1 on, nobody out. Caleb Long, the scheduled hitter. Third baseman's been playing well defensively. Squaring to bunt, puts it down third base side. That ball will roll into foul territory, thankfully. Martin came in, was kind of indecisive on whether or not he wanted to truly try and field that one. Let it go by, and with the actual grass field, sometimes you can get kind of caught on those where the ball will sit on the grass at Champion Car Wash Field. That's a foul ball automatically. The artificial turf all the same level, but here you've got the dirt, you've got the infield lip on the grass. Those can be dangerous sometimes. 0-1 count on the foul ball bunt. Check on Morgan at first base. One on, nobody out. Squaring to bunt again. The pitch high. Throw down to first. Not going to be there in time. A 1-1 count. Caleb Long was showing a bunt again.
I guess, yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ledbetter out of the stretch. The runner going. The ball chopped up the middle. It'll be Anderson. Throw across his body. Scooped at first by Withers. Nice play. Over to first base for Dan Withers. Anderson gets the out. There's a chopper up the middle with the runner going. And so no chance to try and turn 2 for the infield. Morgan will get to second base. Caleb Long grounds out. He's 0 for 3 in the ballgame. 1 away with a man at second base for the Mustangs. Kyle Cope, 0 for 1 with a walk his last time up against Ledbetter. Right down the middle for strike 1 to start things off. This is actually a new batter at the plate. A lefty at the dish. This is Davis Carr, class of 2023 from North Medford. The 0-1 pitch from Ledbetter. Takes his time getting the signal. Breaking ball. Carr looked like he was thinking hard on that one. Doesn't pull the trigger. So pinch hit here for Davis Carr in the 9 spot. Carr was at Bob Jones University this last year out of Greenville, South Carolina. Takes high and away. 2-1 count. Played in 9 games in his freshman year at college. Started in 2. Had a .063 batting average. Was just 1 for 16. 2 RBI, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. He's got a 2-1 count here. Gets around on one. Hit to first base. So 1 hop there. High hop to Withers. Fields it and steps on the pillow. There's 2 away. Up to third base goes Morgan. And so a runner at third with 2 down. Top of the order, Freeman Roundtree, the dangerous hitter. Got him last time with a fly ball out to right field. And here comes Coach Eric Savage to talk with Ledbetter. That is not Jimmy Morgan running at third, by the way. That is a courtesy runner, Easton Curtis, running for him. visit out to the mound, and we're going to get a pitching change for the Doc Stewarts with a man at third and 2 away. Top of the order coming up. Tristan Ledbetter will be done for the day. He rebounded nicely after a bit of a tough start, and he goes into the 6th inning. He goes 5 2/3, and he'll give way to Dane St. Clair. We'll go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get you all caught up on all the changes as the Docs trail 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Cast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by MSK True Value, DR Johnson Lumber, and Umpqua Valley Fire Services.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Hold on to your taste buds because the heat is on. Introducing Mountain Mike's new jalapeno nut nuts. For limited time, they're just $5.99. Order online or on our app for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Break in the action allows me to apply another layer of sunscreen here on a beautiful day in Medford. Docs will be back down here playing in Medford for the Coach K tournament coming up in a couple of weeks, but they get their first trip out of the way on the road to a familiar place. Well, taking over on the mound, Dane St. Clair from Roseburg High School. He has pitched here at Jim McAbee Field previously. He'll take over for Tristan Ledbetter. Ledbetter, solid outing after the shaky start. He was able to kind of settle things in. Ledbetter goes 5 2/3 innings. Currently has given up 4 runs on 5 hits, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. But the runner at third base would go to his credit if he were to come in to score. Freeman Roundtree will try to make that happen. And on the mound, Dane St. Clair will try to make sure it doesn't happen. He gets a foul ball on the first pitch to Roundtree. Roundtree 2 for 3 in this ballgame with 2 runs scored. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-1, Medford in front of your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts here on the Score. The 0-1 delivery from St. Clair. The lefty kicks and delivers in just outside. Hellenthal back behind the plate. The only change was on the mound there. Around the diamond, everything else looking the same as far as I can tell. 1-1 count. St. Clair gets one left side, backhanded by Avery. Can't get it out of the glove in time. He'll hang on to it. It'll be an infield single for Roundtree. Makes it a 4-run game. In front are the Mustangs. Infield single. Found the gap at short. I don't know if Avery would have been able to get it to first in time, even if he had gotten it out of the glove cleanly. It was a long throw. Did a good job to get to that baseball, but I don't know if he would have been able to get the final out here in the 6th. 1 on, 1 in. Tristan Wallace will bat with 2 away. Runner going, the pitch low, no throw by Hellenthal. And Roundtree has his 3rd stolen base of the ballgame. Pitch was low. Hellenthal just trying to dig it out of the dirt. Didn't have a chance to try and throw it down to second. 1-0 count here for Wallace, who is 1 for 3 on the day, has an RBI double. He'll hit one in the air towards right center, and that ball is going to get down, and it's going to carry. Roundtree will score from second as that ball makes its way to the fence. Haynes up with it, throwing back in. That ball is cut off by Avery on an RBI triple by Tristan Wallace. They were shading him towards left field, and he goes the opposite direction. There was a huge gap out in right center, and he found it. Carries it all the way to the fence. Second run will come in here in the 6th inning. It's now 6-1, Medford in front. That is back-to-back base hits against St. Clair. 7 hits total in the contest for Medford. Swing and a miss, lefty versus lefty matchup. As Jackson Rosenthal swings through on the first pitch, he bats with a man at third and 2 away. So the book now closed on Ledbetter, who is on the hook for a possible loss as a ball grounded first base side foul. And it's an 0-2 count for Rosenthal. So that will be 6 runs total against Tristan Ledbetter here in this one today. 0-2 count for St. Clair against the lefty Jackson Rosenthal. 2 down, man at third. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called inside corner. Down looking goes Rosenthal. Big strike out there to finish it off for St. Clair. His first in his short outing. He gets the final out of the 6th inning. But not before Medford strikes for 2 more runs. They put 2 on the board. A little bit of insurance. And they lead it 6-1. We'll go to the 7th. Docs down to their last chance here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dock Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Neal Company Real Estate, American Family Insurance, Champion Car Wash, Cooper's Pest Control, Mountain Mike's Pizza. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Doc Stewarts, right fielder, number 7, Brevin Harrison.
For the Doc Stewarts, it's going to be the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up to try and keep this game going. They'll need to score 5 times to try and force the bottom of the 7th. But as it stands right now, they trail 6-1 with Brevin Harrison leading things off against Cole Stofflet, who comes in looking to close it out. He gets a ground ball. Caleb Long's been busy at third, and he's been handling the task as he scoops that one up from Harrison and across the diamond to Willer for the first out. 1 away. Logan Anderson batting.
Second baseman, number 4.
Anderson is 0 for 1 with a walk. Grounded into a double play, walked, and then was caught stealing. Anderson will step in against Stofflet for the first time. Stofflet came in the 6th inning. This is the 7th inning, the Southern Septic Service 7th inning. It's a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic Service business. Get a free, no-obligation estimate today for all your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. The 1-0 pitch. It's belted foul. So the Doc Stewarts will need quite the rally here against Medford. The 1-1 called for a strike. I was trying to think. It was a three-run ball game when Stofflet came in the 6th inning. So I do believe this is a save opportunity for him here. The 1-2 pitch fought off right side. Will take a nice easy hop for the second baseman Kyle Cope. And that'll retire Anderson at first. 2 down. Let's double check there. Actually, at second base now is Dominic Daffrin playing in the infield. So it'll come down to Cole Collins to try and keep things going for the Doc Stewarts. Takes low and outside. A 1-0 count. Collins had a double back in the 5th takes high, 2-0. Unfortunately, it came right after Logan Anderson was caught trying to steal second, trying to get something going for the Doc Stewarts offensively. 2-0 delivery from Stofflet. He misses high and inside. That one nearly got Cole Collins on that front shoulder. He ducks out of the way. .30 count. Stofflet will find the strike zone at the knees, inner half. Doc's a long way to go, but got to get base runners on if you're going to overcome a 5-run deficit. So Cole Collins, a 3-1 pitch coming up. Fights it off, right side. That ball will carry out of play. Full count. Collins will dig back in. The last hope at the moment for the Doc Stewarts, trying to keep this game going. If not, the Docs will suffer back-to-back losses for the first time this season, and they'll drop a game below 500. Stofflet winds and fires the 3-2. High and inside, ball 4. The Docs will get a base runner. Walk issued, second for Stofflet. On at first is Collins. Brooks Avery, top of the order here, coming up for the Docs. So they've got an opportunity with their guys that they figured would be their top hitters here today to try and do some damage, but it's going to have to be a 2-out rally, and it's going to have to be a big one. Avery is 0 for 3 in the game. He has grounded out his last 2 times up, both to the left side of the infield. They play with a decent gap between short and third, looking to protect for the stolen base with Roundtree playing a bit more up the middle. Avery lifts it to left field. That ball misplayed out in left field by Malari. It gets over his head and all the way to the fence. Collins will round and head for home and muscling his way all the way for a third. The throw is going to beat Avery to the bag, and there's your final out. Doc Stewarts will get 1 run on the board, but Avery trying to stretch it for a triple gets tagged out at third. He'll have an RBI double as he hit that one over the head of Malari. It got on him and over his head, but he tried to get to third to see if he could keep giving the Docs a little bit of hope in this one, and he is tagged out as he slides in. That will finish off the ballgame. Docs get 1 there in the 7th, your Southern Septic Service 7th inning. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic Service's business. Get a free no-obligation estimate today for all your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. 1 run on 1 hit, no Medford errors, and nobody left on base. Doc Stewart's fall to the Mustangs here today. 6-2 the final score. We'll go to the postgame show and wrap it up for you here from Jim Ackaby Field on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Welcome you back here to Medford, where the Mustangs will top the Doc Stewarts in a non-league matchup here at Jim McAbee Field. Final score was 6-2. Let's take a look at our final D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update, a progressive family-owned company proudly supporting local youth. Come on out and watch the Docs swing some lumber. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, making lumber since 1951. Well, the Docs today, they were able to swing the lumber a little bit, 7 hits, but they just couldn't quite make them all count. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Doc Stewarts. For Medford, 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors in the contest for the Mustangs. So the final score, again, 6-2. 5 men left on base for the Docs, 6 men left on for the Mustangs. The Mustangs would take an early 2-0 lead with 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Docs got 1 back in the top of the second. Medford put 2 up in the bottom of the second. They led 4-1, and that was your score all the way to the 6th inning. The Mustangs would get 2 more, a little insurance in the bottom of the 6th. That kind of was needed. Docs did get a run in the top of the 7th inning to make it a 4-run ball game. If not for that 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, it could have been a little bit tighter. But nonetheless, the Mustangs hang on for the win. 6-2, the final score. Getting the win, Jake Lewis pitches 5 innings. He gave up just 1 run on 6 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Cole Stofflet will get the save. He pitches 2 innings in relief, gave up 1 run on 1 hit, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. For the Doc Stewarts, taking the loss, Tristan Ledbetter. He pitched 5 2/3 innings, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Dane St. Clair pitched an inning, or a third of an inning in relief. He gave up a run on 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. Taking a look at offensive numbers, first for the Mustangs, 3 for 4 for Freeman Roundtree. He scored 3 times, had an RBI with 3 singles in this one. Tristan Wallace was 2 for 4 with 2 RBI and a run scored. He had a double and a triple. Jackson Rosenthal had a hit in his first at-bat, scored a run. He goes 1 for 3. Tristan Malari was 1 for 3 on the game. He drove in a run in the first inning with his only hit. Jimmy Morgan got on base 3 times, didn't have a hit, but he does score a run. Courtesy runner scored a run for him. That was Easton Curtis. And then that is pretty much it for the offense for the Mustangs. On the other side for the Doc Stewarts, Brooks Avery goes 1 for 4 with a RBI double, tried to stretch it into a triple, tagged out at third for the final out. Ty Hellenthal goes 1 for 1 with a single and a sac bunt. Daniel Withers 2 for 2 in the game with a run scored, a pair of singles, and a walk. Evan Martin was 1 for 3 with a single. Brevin Harrison 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Let's see here. And Cole Collins was 1 for 2 with a double and a walk and a run scored. That is a look at the numbers here today as we wrap things up. Doc Stewarts will go to 2-3 on the season. Then Medford goes to 6-2-1. Docs have lost back-to-back games for the first time all season. They'll look to bounce back tomorrow. They've got the Eugene Challengers coming to Champion Car Wash Field. Docs will look to get a little revenge after getting humbled by the Challengers yesterday. Taking a quick look at the Area 4 scoreboard update for you here. Let's get a couple of scores in before we send you on your way. Let's take a look-see here. In Area 4, it looks like the Mid-Valley Southpaws leading 6-2 on top of the Eugene Challengers in Game 1 of a doubleheader at Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene. They're in the bottom of the 7th. The Challengers are threatening with a couple of runners on and nobody out. Also, just getting underway. I think they start at 7 o'clock, so they're just getting this one started. The Redmond Generals having their first game of the year. They take on the Bend Bucks, and that one, it is the top of the first already, 1-0 Bend in front of Redmond. And taking a quick look at the rivalry single-A ball game going on at Champion Car Wash Field right now. They got started at 6 o'clock, and it is Dr. Randall's Crowns. They've rallied back after trailing 3-0 early. They lead 4-3 as they're in the bottom of the 4th at that one at Champion Car Wash Field there in Roseburg. That is a look at some scores there for you as we start wrapping this one up here tonight. Up next for the Medford Mustangs, they'll be in Roseburg, but they'll be participating in the Father's Day tournament. They take on Corvallis Friday at 5:30 in their first game from that tourney that'll run through the weekend. For the Doc Stewarts, their next game is going to be tomorrow when they host the Eugene Challengers for a 7 o'clock first pitch, an Area 4 single contest, a 7-inning game tomorrow night at 7. We'll see if the Docs can break out of this mini funk they've got going on right now. Want to say thanks to the Medford Mustangs for hosting us here today. Great ball game, good crowd, and a great spot to call a game from here on a pleasant day in the Rogue Valley. Want to say thanks to head coach Eric Savage, the entire Roseburg Doc Stewart's American Legion baseball program, and the American Legion Post 16 for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production tonight, and as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll do it all again coming up tomorrow night when the Doc Stewarts welcome in the Eugene Challengers. First pitch at 7 o'clock. Before we sign off for good, let's go ahead and pause real quick for a legal ID. We're just past the top of the hour, so let's get it in, and then we'll wrap it up for you here from Medford. A 10-second legal ID here on 541radio.com and on The Score. Well, it does it. 6-2, the final score. Medford in front of Roseburg. Tomorrow night, it's Roseburg and Eugene squaring off in a league matchup. Doc Stewarts and the Challengers will have it for you starting at 6:45 right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.